Arsene, lots to discuss today. There was a game at the weekend. Let's talk about the injury news first. Share something you could share when you missed out last week. Are they likely to be fit this weekend?
Koscielny will be back in the squad, yes, and Chesney has a test tomorrow and Saturday.
Any other ins or outs?
No, everybody else should be alright.
Could you give us an update on Bakary Sane and Jack Wilshere?
They are doing well, but they are of course not available for Sunday. We have to assess them again after the international break, and we see after the international break they shouldn't be too far away from normal training.
Obviously Theo Walcott was in the news this week. What can you tell us about his situation at this moment?
His situation is simple, but he will stay with us and play for us.
So he won't go in this window, and they're hoping to talk to you about a contract?
Exactly.
Okay. And your attitude to the transfer window as a whole, because there's about a day and a half left. How anxious, how active are you?
We are active, but of course we do not want just to bring average players in. We want, if we find a special player who can give us a plus, we will do it. If not, we will not do it.
And just finally from me, how much are the ins dependent on the outs?
How much?
How much are the players coming in dependent on the players that might go?
Well, that's not necessarily linked with, for example, you might have one or two players going out without necessarily being compensated because they haven't played games for us. So it depends on the number of games they've played for us.
How much business do you expect to do in the next day and a half? And is it realistic that you can get your good targets, your top targets at this stage of the window?
I cannot answer that question in a realistic way because I don't know. That depends what kind of players are available, and it's difficult to know.
Is it likely that your top targets would be available at this stage? Clubs don't want to sell the best players, do they?
Normally no. So do we.
Is Nicholas Bentner leaving? Is there
There's
an
a
agreement
chance.
with Juventus?
There's a chance, but he is leaving where is not decided at the moment.
Have you reached agreement with any club?
No.
Would you rather that be a permanent move or a loan? Or?
We are open to anything.
Moran Shamak, is he leaving?
There again, we haven't got an agreement with anyone.
A wider question, are there any agreements in place with any clubs that employ?
That is a much better question. No.
What areas do you think you need to strengthen in your squad?
Getting our injured players back, like Wilshere and Rosicky, for us is the best way to strengthen our squad.
It was reported that you've reached a short-term agreement with Theo over his future. Could you explain what that means?
You should explain that to me because I don't know what that means. Theo has 1 year to go, and that's simple. After we do find an agreement with him to extend the contract or not for a longer period, that's what we want to do. And I think Theo loves the club, contrary to what some media tried to describe him. He's not obsessed by money, just it's a little difference, but we hope that we can at some stage find an agreement. That's it, basically.
Is there any difference in his love for the club compared to the love that Cesc had or that Robin had?
Well, we still have not found a machine who can measure the intensity of love, because we would all buy it.
Just away from transfers, Champions League draw today. How important to be seeded, and what are you hoping for from that draw?
Well, it's important to be seeded. What I hope is that we find a team, we are in a group where we can of course have a good chance to come out well, as we always try to do. But
Normally you don't like long journeys, do you? I mean, you talked
as
before
well,
about
but
that.
as well, you have some teams in had 4 that we had last year, like Dortmund, who are potentially had 1. So what we want is a draw that gives us a good chance, and as you say, that doesn't travel us too far.